Okay, so let's have a look at question 3 in the 2020 Higher Level Maths Leaving Cert Paper 1. And in this question, part A, we have f of x. We have f of x is equal to 6x minus 5 and g of x is equal to x plus 5 over 6. We want to investigate if f of g of x is equal to g of f of x. So these are composite functions here. So let's do each one and see what we get. Let's do f of g of x first. So what we've got to do is put g of x into f. So we've got to do g of x first. Well, g of x is x plus 5 over 6. We've got to put that in here into f. That means we will do f of x plus 5 over 6. So that's equal to 6 times x plus 5 over 6 minus 5. The 6 here, that's 6 over 1 if you like, so that 6 will divide by that 6 to give us 1 on the top and bottom. So we just end up with x plus 5 minus 5. So we just end up with x. Now if we do the other one then, the other way around, g of f of x, that means we're going to put f into g. We're going to do f of x first, and whatever we get, we're going to do g. So we're going to take f of x, which is this here, and we're going to put it in here, into this x here. Okay, so we have g of, well, f of x is 6x minus 5. We're going to put that into g, so that means we will end up with 6x minus 5 plus 5 on the top and 6 on the bottom. So we'll end up with 6x over 6. The two 5's here will give us 0, and we'll just end up with x. 6 will divide by the 6 here. So you can see we got the same thing. So therefore we can say that f of g of x is equal to g of f of x. Okay, so let's move on to part B. The real variables y and x are related by y is equal to 5x squared. The equation y is equal to 5x squared can be rewritten in the form log y to the base 5 is equal to a plus b log x to the base 5. Find the value of a and the value of b. Okay, so what we can do here is use this equation here and just get the log of both sides, because we have a log y to the base 5 here. So let's do that to both sides. So if we get the log of the left-hand side, so we're just going to get log of the left-hand side to the base 5. Also do the same to the right-hand side. Log of 5x squared to the base 5. So all we've done is taken the log of both sides to the base 5. So we already have, now you can see the left-hand side. We've just got to change the right-hand side to this here. Okay, so let's do that. On the left-hand side, we've got log y to the base 5. On the right-hand side, we've got log of two terms multiplied. 5 is multiplied by x squared. So we can use the laws of logs here just to separate those out. So we have the log of 5 to the base 5 plus the log of x squared to the base 5. We have the log of y to the base 5 on the left-hand side. Now the log of 5 to the base 5 is just 1. The log of 5 to the base 5 is just going to be 1. In other words, you take 5, raise it to the power of 1 to give you 5. 5 to the power of 1 is just 5. So this is just 1. And here what we can do is take the 2 and bring it down in front of the log here. It's one of the laws of logs. Okay, so what we've ended up with on the right-hand side is 1 plus 2 log x to the base 5. So you can see that we've ended up with this kind of format here. And we can just read off the a and the b. So in other words, a here is just going to be 1 and b is going to be 2. And that's it for b1. Okay, so let's have a look at part 3. So we have hence or otherwise find the real value of y for which log y to the base 5 is equal to 2 plus log 126 over 25x minus 1 to the base 5. What we're going to do here is we know that log y to the base 5 can be rewritten now as 1 plus 2 log x to the base 5. We did that in part 1. So all we've done is taken this part here and rewritten it as we've done in part 1. On the right hand side we have 2 plus log to the base 5 of 126 over 25 x minus 1. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the 1 and bring it over to the right hand side, and the log to the base 5 on the right hand side, bring that over to the left hand side. So what I'll end up with is 2 log x to the base 5 minus log to the base 5 of 126 over 25x minus 1. On the right hand side I'll end up with 2 minus 1, which is 1. The next thing I'm going to do is take this 2 here and I'm just going to bring it up here. It's one of the laws of logs again. So we've got log x to the base 5, and we brought the 2 up here, so it's an x squared now, minus log 126 over 25x minus 1 is equal to 1, and this is the base 5 as well. Okay, so you can see here we have 2 logs subtracted, so what we do is divide the first one by the second one, and we'll end up with log to the base 5 of x squared divided by 126 over 25x minus 1. So we're getting the log of all of this to the base 5, and that's equal to 1. Now, what we've got here, now we've kind of simplified this as much as we can. So what I'm going to do next is just convert this to index formation. So we have it in log format at the moment, so I'm going to change it to index form. I'm going to take the 5 here, this 5 here, raise it to the power of 1, and that should give me this thing here. So 5 to the power of 1 is equal to x squared divided by 126 over 25x minus 1. Now I'm going to just mess around with this, and we should end up with some kind of a quadratic equation, quadratic trinomial, which we know how to solve. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just cross multiply. I've got a fraction on the left, a fraction on the right, so I'm just going to cross multiply. So in other words, I'm going to multiply this 5 by the 126 over 25x minus 1, and then I'm going to multiply the 1 by the x squared, which is just x squared. I'm going to multiply the 5 by the 126 over 25. So first, so that will just give me 5 into 25, which is 5 times down here. So I'll end up here with 126 over 5x. Multiply the 5 by the minus 1, that'll give me minus 5, and then x squared on the right hand side. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is multiply across by 5. So I get 126x minus 25 is equal to 5x squared. So I just multiplied across by 5. Now I have my quadratic trinomial, so let me just put everything on one side. So I have 0 is equal to 5x squared minus 126x plus 25. Let's just factorize this right hand side. So I'll end up with 5x times x, and I can see that 5 25s will give me 125. So I'm going to put the 25 here, add 1, that'll give me the 126. I have a plus here, so I need a minus minus or a plus plus because we have a minus here. I'm going to put in a minus minus here. that actually gives me 5x minus 1 equal to 0, or x minus 25 equal to 0. So finally, that just gives me x is equal to 1/5 or 25. So they're my two x values. But we weren't asked to find x, we were asked to find y. Okay, so what we need to do now is put these x's back into our original formula. So let's just go back up here. We can see that y here is equal to 5x squared. Y is equal to 5x squared. That's what we were given originally here. So we can just put our x's in there to work out what our y's are. Now, let's just work through that. So we'll just start with x is equal to 1/5 first. So we have y is equal to 5x squared. So that will give us 5 times 1/5 squared. So that's 5 times 1 over 25. So that'll give us 1/5 for our y. And we also have x is equal to 25. So we have y is equal to 5x squared. So we can just go 5, put our 25 in here, square it. And if you do that, you get 3,125. So there are two answers for y, really. So we have y here. So I'll just identify these two answers here. Okay. Now you can also put the 1/5 and the 25 into this equation here. It's going to take a bit longer. You can say log y to the base 5 is equal to 2 plus log to the base 5 126 over 25x minus 1. You can put the x's in here as well. It'll take a bit longer, but you'll get the same answers. You'll get y is equal to 1/5 and y is equal to 3,125 as well. Okay, that's it for this question.